Alright guys, back in here. As you probably saw by the thumbnail, tonight I'm going to work on getting the gas tank on and the brake master cylinder back on. That should be coming back from powder coat in a few minutes actually. So I was on Marketplace the other day and I found this gas tank that goes under the steering wheel, and it's going to get mounted right here. I'm going to make a little bracket for it, and then I'll use this pulse pump to pump the fuel out of here, out of here and into the engine. I have read some things that I have to do a return setup on it, so I did grab unfortunately this tank only had one barbed fitting on it. I was really hoping for one with two, but those seem to not be available or expensive. So I'm going to add another fitting to that tank and run this. Now I still have to figure out the return setup, as I think I have to put a inline valve in order to slow the amount of fuel going to the engine and direct it back into the tank. I got to figure that out exactly how I'm going to go about that, but I think I've seen other people literally just put a petcock on there and it just diverts fuel back to the tank rather than into the engine because it'll flood it. But yeah, so that's tonight. I want to work on that stuff and we'll get right into it. Alright, so there I got something figured out here. It's basic, just a clamp that goes onto the threaded insert inside of here in between the steering rack holder. Simple. It's not, moving around too much. I don't think we need anything more crazier than that. So, alright, now I just gotta put the fitting on the tank. Okay, there we have it. Brass fitting, put on there. It's very simple. I just drilled it close to size and then just let the threads cut into the plastic, and hopefully that'll be fine. It shouldn't leak. I'm not that worried about it. It's just the return, so I'm not overly concerned. So that's done. Now I'm going to jump on to rebuilding this master cylinder. I had a friend powder it for me. Didn't come out the best. He says he thinks he has old powder. I don't know if you can see that. It's this was all sandblasted, cleaned. I saw the before pictures and then that happened, but it was done with East Coast or Eastwood powder. I don't know if that stuff goes bad. That's what he says. It might have just gone bad, so that's what caused it. From I think it's MCP is the company that's called. It was on the cart when I got it, but from what I can see, they're actually pretty good brakes, and I bought a rebuild kit here, so put that back together. But first I need to clean off this worktop. It's a mess, so we'll do that and then start building this. So I'm here just cleaning up my workbench here. Not that it's incredibly nice anyway, but I figured I'd let you know, magic erasers, life-changing. They clean everything so good. I mean, this one's a little dirty, so it might leave a haze. Go back and clean off, but if you're looking for a gift for your wife for Christmas, get her a box of these. Yeah, when she says, how come you didn't get me diamonds? And say, keep scrubbing, it'll shine like a diamond. You'll be perfect. So, but yeah, these are awesome for the garage. So yeah, I keep one in here. It's nice. All right, back to cleaning. Okay, the master cylinder is cleaned, painted, powdered, and put back together. This is not the finished product. I still need to paint all of this here. And I might get different line and have it run into the frame, come around and come right in to the master cylinder here. I think that's a cleaner look than having this. But we'll see. But it works. And I have no fluid in it right now, so I don't want to go crazy with that. But that's done. So now I want to figure out the gas situation, because then this thing is pretty close to being able to run and then test drive. So let me figure out the gas situation and we'll check back. Here we go. Okay, first step of the fuel system is complete. I had to drill and tap into the intake port, and yeah, so drill and tap, and I cut the fitting so it doesn't protrude past the wall of that, so when the reed goes in, it doesn't hit anything. So, because as you can see, that's a little tight there. So that's where the vacuum port will be for the pulse pump that I'm going to be running, and I don't know where that is. But so I'll run a line from the pulse pump to that, and that's going to create the vacuum to draw the fuel out of the tank and into the engine. So I have the similar setup on my Predator right here. So, which it doesn't even need it, because that's just gravity fed. So I don't know why that's on there, but if someone knows, explain to me. All right, so the next step in this is to get the pulse pump ready to go to tie into the new vacuum port and to the fuel port on the carburetor. So what I'm going to do is just whip up a little bracket out of this sheet metal to hang off here. I'm thinking the pulse pump should sit right about here. I think that's a pretty good spot. I'll be able to see it if it's working, and all that nonsense. So I think that's a good spot. So I just gotta cut that up on the bandsaw, you know, drill some holes, whatever. We'll go from there. Here we go. Okay, so this is what I came up with. This bracket, I'm probably going to weld this bracket to this bracket just to keep, because it does want to move, because it's only held in with one bolt. But I'm happy with that, I think. I'm hoping it doesn't get in the way of the seat. It shouldn't. And if it does, I can always bring it up some. So I'm going to leave it as is for now. And we'll get back to figuring more of this out. Maybe I'll start running some hose and we can figure this out, and maybe even make this thing fire tonight. I don't know. That's the plan. We'll try to make it run tonight. We'll see what happens. Here we go. well, I go wide open throttle and it sticks. So I don't know if there's something wrong with the carb or what, but it runs. That's great. It's awesome news. I need to figure out a better way to kickstart this, because as you can see, I pulled the wheel off in order to get enough clearance for the kickstart, but it runs. So the fuel system does seem to be working. To prime it, I filled up the bowl with some fuel, and then as soon as I kicked it on and it really started running, I noticed it started pulling vacuum, and this thing just started sending fuel right up. So I have the return here. Now I don't know if that's too big of a return, and it's getting too much, or if it's getting too much fuel, or you know what, I might need to restrict it here or here. I don't know exactly, but it runs. So I did end up welding this bracket in place. I made that the other day, and that seems much better. I tacked some studs on here, so you know, one tool is needed to pull that off. So it's not bad. It's coming together. It runs. You know, it runs, it revs up, and I'm happy with that. So I have a lot of work left to do on this. I did make the exhaust hanger, which I do not like. I'm going to change. It's just, it moves around too much for me. I don't know if that's hot. No, it's not. Yeah, that's just too much movement for me. I'm going to come up with a better idea. I made that last minute last night, just kind of tinkering. I don't like it, so I'll do something else. But I want to figure out why it sticks when I go wide open throttle. So if anyone's got any ideas, please let me know. All right. But I think that's going to do it for this episode. It's running like I wanted it to. So thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. And we'll see you guys in the next one.